Hey guys, it's me again. So let's talk about the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. If you have not been on the internet today, she is suspended for 30 days for a positive marijuana test by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Before we get into my opinion on all of this, I just want to run through a few things. First and foremost, she has taken full accountability for what happens. She has apologized and that she did it because she was dealing with extreme grief from losing her mother during the trials while she was in Oregon. So for all of you who have rushed to the comments with the, well, you need to take accountability for your actions. She has. Also, she indulged in the marijuana in a state where it was legal. So if you wrote that she's a criminal, well, it's become apparent that some of you do not understand the concept that marijuana is legal for use, medical use, in 36 states in this country. It will eventually be legal in all states, similar to, alcohol. So just to quickly recap, she took accountability. She's not a criminal. So now we've landed on the rules are rules, people. People who say rules are rules. That is the same excuse that has been used by people throughout history to justify all sorts of nonsense. Well, we've just always done it this way. Why do we need to change it? I think we can run down a few things in history that were done a certain way for a long time and they weren't the right thing to do. Can you think of any? Perhaps you feel a certain type of way about marijuana. Good for you. People felt that way about alcohol. People felt that way about a lot of things that are now legal to do. So you're allowed to stand on your moral ground about it. However, progress does not really care about your feelings, and eventually it's going to be legal everywhere because it's $1 billion industry and brings in a lot of tax money. That said, this rule needs to change. So marijuana has several medical uses. Remember, it's legal medically in a couple states. Pain management, anxiety, it's a sleep aid, helps with appetite. So if you think that marijuana is something that they should still test for, I'm going to need you to have that same energy towards any kind of pain management aid, any sleep aid, any anxiety medication, any opioids, any sort of rub that helps with muscles, because all of these things are beneficial to athletes. So as usual, it comes down to make it make sense and keep that same energy, which for some reason, most of you have a really hard time doing. So this is where we get to my opinion. My opinion is it is an embarrassment at this point in the year of our Lord 2021 that we are still testing athletes for marijuana when we have no problem shoving handfuls of pills in their face to get them out on the fields, shooting them up with Toradol, and all kinds of other things that have long-term effects on their bodies. Also, it is not lost on me that this young woman lost her mother and in a moment of extreme grief chose to use a substance to relieve some of that pain, risking her ability to participate in her dream, which she has worked for her entire life. And rather than having just a little drop, just a speck of empathy, y'all want to talk about how she threw her career away and she needs to do better and rules are rules and she has a responsibility. She lost her mother. So all of that aside, sometimes things happen that are so dramatic and so impactful that it does enforce change. And I hope that this is one of those moments. So as usual, y'all on my nerves. But shout out to Sha'Carri. We're praying for your peace and for your healing from losing your mother. We're going to continue to support you throughout your career. We can't wait to see you run again and have you represent this country at the highest level, which we know you'll do. For those of you who are still hung up on, her responsibility, she's been very clear. She's a human, just like you. She runs faster. So try and work on the empathy thing. I know it's difficult, but just try to do that. And let's use this as a moment for progress.